Okay, everybody, welcome back to Kill the Killers.
Okay, everybody.
So, the story we're doing today is called Bloody Fruitloops of Death. Now, I would do all the readings of what categories it's under and what the rating is, but I've got it like pulled up perfectly on my screen that I don't have to scroll, and right now I'm using push to talk. So, this is... I don't have enough
I'll cover that for you. I'll cover that for you since I've got it pulled up here as well. The categories are actually simple. It's under stop, what, and but who was phone? And it is 6.3 out of 10 with a rating of -18 from 98 votes, which is mediocre-ish.
I'm still wondering who's upvoting this shit. Like, who's upvoting it?
Oh, lordy. You tried. Okay. So, yeah. So, Ariana and the way we're talking about doing this, we're kind of... We don't have a plan for this. We kind of are just doing shit. But the current format we're thinking is each week we'll do one story. Last week we did one because it was the first episode. We wanted to give you an idea of how it was going to go. But then we're going to alternate back and forth. She'll bring one, read it, I'll comment. I'll bring one, I'll read it, she'll comment. And ultimately you'll get a good encyclopedia of the creepypasta on the web. And hopefully a better appreciation for the Fisher-based coloring books you had growing up, which have higher literary value than these. So, yeah.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so, a nice sound effect there, by the way. It was almost as good as the gurgle cough. Okay, so Bloody Fruitloops of Death is, like I said, it's on crappypasta.com. And it's credited
Gurgle
to
cough sounds...
Shaylin. Say what?
I didn't need to cut you off there. Gurgle cough sounds like the kind of monster that one of these stories would make up. It's just like, I imagine this, like, wizened old woman.
It's kind of like the Hagfens in Skyrim. That's just what I got in my head when you said that.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Jeez.
So, Bloody Fruitloops of Death. I'm going to start. I'm really going to try to keep a straight face, but this is really hard to read. This is like a wall of text, but they didn't... I don't know how they did this. Like, it'll start in the middle of a sentence, and then the next paragraph starts with the other half of the sentence. So this thing actually hurts your eyes. So, all right. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Jack. Jack was very ugly, but he liked to eat people. Cannibalism is bad.
Because, like, I like how those are the first two things that you are telling us about this character. He's ugly, but he likes to eat people. But the thing is, it's not like the structure of that sentence is interesting because when you say, you know, like, he was ugly, he was smart, you know, he wasn't that bright, but he was caring. He was kind of smelly, but he had a good heart. So this is assumed to be the better quality. He was an ugly guy, but he did eat people. So at least there's that.
Where's the bonus here? Okay, this guy's never getting married. One day
it depends on what he eats.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, stop. You're secured. One day he got obsessed with eating people, so he ate himself. Okay, so before I go on, this like brings to mind that paradox thing. Like, if you were to eat yourself, would you become twice as heavy, or would you disappear entirely?
You know, that's one of those great boxes of wondering, because theoretically, you shouldn't gain or lose any weight, except for what you process in the calories of chewing and digesting your own body. So, in a sense, since you are losing those little bit of calories from chewing, you might actually lose weight. In fact, maybe he had a metabolic disorder that made him larger and therefore make him think that he was ugly, and he felt that he had to eat himself to slim down. And I mean, really, that's Photoshop's fault.
We're blaming Photoshop now?
It's we're 2 sentences into this bitch. I am blaming everybody.
Okay. As he bit
Thanks,
down
Obama.
on his... Oh my god, I thought we weren't going to get political. Bad Fearaddict. As he bit down on his hand, the blood poured out and went all over the lovely floor. Well, at least he's ugly, but he has a very nice floor. One day later, a man came into his house, seen the blood-covered floor, and started skating in it. The man fell onto the knives drawer, and the knives spilled out and stabbed him. He died. A lady came in the next day over that and seen the blood-covered floor, and the man was stabbed, so she moved on and walked to the bedroom to watch some TV.
I'm in the mood for some Dexter right now.
Yeah, I know, right? This is like the most like dysfunctional group, like city or town of people I've ever heard of.
It's at some point when you just walk in and there's blood over the floor and there's some guy who just stabbed himself. I mean, at what level of shittiness is your city where you're like, well, it's not me.
Yeah, let's go watch some like Doctor Who. As a Whovian, please nobody take that out there that I don't like Doctor Who, because I am a diehard Whovian. David Tennant for the win. As she watched the TV, she noticed it did not have a good signal. She walked over to the TV and electrocuted herself. She was also dead. She turned into a teddy bear and started to scare little children, saying, "Hey kids, I'm a bear that's gonna eat yo flesh." Yo flesh. Y-O with a little apostrophe. Like, this chick must be like gangster or something.
Well, I mean, like, she can't be that gangster because she died from a television.
Yeah, but the whole eat yo flesh. It's like a rap song right there.
Oh my god. And on this episode, we reveal how white we are.
After that, the mailman came about 2 hours later, seen her electrocuted body. Wow, that didn't even make sense. He picked up the corpse, then stuffed it in the mailbox. Another mailman came the next day to bring some more mail. He opened the mailbox and seen the body stuffed inside. He got it and took it to the lotion factory and watched as they turned it into a bottle of lotion. He then delivered the lotion to a pregnant woman. She puts the lotion on her skin, or else he gets the hose again.
I'd like to point out that we're not even fucking halfway through this shit, and it's already reading like those fucking like nursery rhymes that went nowhere, like the fucking like the house that Jack built. It's like at some point you're like, I do not give a fuck about the dog that chased the cat that killed the rat that lived in the house. I don't care about any of this. Why did you start? And oh, by the way, here's the thing. I would like to point out that this story is reading like that, and the main character, presumably's name was Jack. So again, I think that was an intentional choice. I think there's a bit more brilliance going on here than we give it credit for.
I'm wondering where the hell Jack is right now.
Well, Jack died, and his blood is all over that floor, and now partly in the lotion.
But it doesn't say he died. It just says he bit down on his hand and blood poured out and went all over the lovely floor. You're not going to die from biting your hand.
That's a good point. I mean, you know, it's maybe he isn't dead. Maybe he is alive and like watching all this happen. Maybe it's not really Jack's story, but the blood story.
Okay. She moisturized her skin with the blood-filled lotion. Her skin was so soft. When she had her baby, the baby's skin was soft too, but it was a red baby. What's wrong with a red baby? Are you like phobic against Native Americans?
No. She was Russian.
Oh, okay.
Lord.
Little communist baby. The baby then
go fight the proletariat.
The baby then grew up to be a serial killer, spelled cereal Cereal. Like,
I'm a serial killer every morning, man.
I actually don't eat in the mornings. I eat cereal at bedtime. So I turned out to be a serial killer, stepping on all the Fruit Loops. One day, the police caught him, and so they executed him by stepping on him like he did the Fruit Loops.
What country are they living in where crushing food is a crime? Like, the poor guy knocks over some Fruit Loops, and he walks on them, and he gets the death penalty, and he gets not only killed, but crushed to death. Like, that is, like... some post-apocalyptic famine shit. That's like the kind of punishment you would use to somebody who was hoarding food in wartime. Like, my God, that didn't realize this was going to be the fucking Hunger Games.
It gets worse. It was televised on national TV. They even showed it to preschoolers. Once he was dead, they took his body and made meatloaf out of it. They sold it at the market for $5 million. Someone bought it, took it home and ate it. Then they got sick and died. Her body turned into a pile of Fruit Loops. Her kids ate the Fruit Loops. Then they turned into Fruit Loops. I'm just saying, like, I'm starting to have, like, middle school flashbacks here. This is so random. 1 year later... Like,
what? No, why? No, you can't just continue. Why are you having middle school flashbacks? That reminds me when I was a little girl and my police were arresting people and people were just randomly turning into Fruit Loops.
No, there's actually a comment down in this story and it makes perfect sense. But if you ever met those girls in middle school, they're like, oh my God, taco. Like the super random teenage girls in middle school. I'm having flashbacks of that. I like wanted to kill all of them. It's just like, oh my God, here's some Adderall, calm the fuck down.
Which is undoubtedly what people are saying to us right now. Jesus Christ, calm the fuck down. But it's hard. It's hard. You don't understand. This is like, oh my God. Okay.
1 year later, the police realized that there was an amazing amount of people missing. So one day they looked for them. They found the piles of Fruit Loops and were like, I love me some Fruit Loops. Or Fruit Loops. F-U-I-T. F-U-I-T. Fleet
Actually, it's pronounced Fwee Loops.
Fwee Loops. The flea! Yay!
Oh, Lordy.
So they ate them and they lived. Why are they special? Why do the police get to live after they eat the Fruit Loops when everyone else turns into Fruit Loops?
There's probably like a whole backstory in the writer's head about that. There's like some lore about it. Like, this is some like your like Dark Tower-ish shit. Like on a much, much, much lower scale that explains the mythos in his head about why the cops don't turn into Fruit Loops. Turning into Fruit Loops, maybe that does explain why that guy was sentenced to death.
Okay. Then one day they were driving home and Fruit Loops appeared, so they opened the window to the car and started eating the Fruit Loops as they flied. Is that it? No, that just like hurts my eyes. It's like almost like filed, but all mixed up.
I mean, the funny thing is, if flied was a word, that would be exactly how it would be spelled. So, I mean, like, as weird as that sounds, because, you know, obviously it's flu, we know that. But if the proper way to say that was flied, then it does follow the actual way you would conjugate that word. So again, maybe this guy is smarter than we're giving them credit for. Guy or girl,
so
I can't
doubt
tell with a
that.
name like Shaylin.
I so doubt that. I so doubt that.
Let's wrap this up. We've only got half a paragraph and 3 more interruptions left.
Once there were no more Fruit Loops to eat, they went to the pillow factory and purchased 5 billion pillows to dye red with blood. They then slept on them, and then they all started dreaming about Fruit Loops taking over the world with microwaves. The end. Fuck! There's no other word for that. There's just no other word to describe it, but like, holy shit balls.
Oh my god. Again, I've definitely read worse. Crappy pastas.
On what plane?
No, you see, because these you can still make out what is trying to be said. Go to crappypasta.wikia.com, click on the random pasta button. Half of them are just titles and nothing underneath. For instance, one of the great stories, one of my personal favorites, real easy read, Ass 2. Nothing underneath it, but the title is Ass 2.
Wow, okay. But see, then
that's
there's
the level of thought put into these things.
But like I said, this story it like screws with your head because it's just like so middle school. Like literally, this is a 13-year-old girl's thought process. She thought this was funny.
Oh my god, I need to talk to my friends, and maybe on one of these episodes, I'll bring up a series of stories that they did, a collection of stories they did, written very similar to this in like freshman year of high school, which was entitled "The First Damn Mistake," and you'll understand how true that statement is. It's just wow. Okay, I've got no additional comments on this one. It's just like.
So there were a bunch of comments at the bottom of this, and Shaylin, the writer of the story, actually wrote in here, "Did you not enjoy my lovely story? I'm offended." I was just...
I mean, obviously it's trolling, we get that, but still, it's just funny, because, like, this is... Darkbutt, this is giving me PTSD, like, flashbacks to... Yes, okay, that's exactly... Oh my god. That's exactly what you were saying there, yeah.
Yeah, it was Dirtbutt who said that, but it's like, oh my god, taco squirrel random, like, oh my god, what are we gonna do now? I pull off Valley really well. Don't tell anybody, but I do it really well. Like, oh my god.
Hamster, worst attempt at a parody troll I've seen yet. I completely agree with that. This is painful to read. Just why? Did you not install? I'm offended. No, but the thing is, it's not even I'm offended. It's I'm offended, then the 2 little dots with the underscore, the face. It's like, okay. Because, like, I get the feeling that anybody who actually utilizes emoticons in, like, comments, except for maybe, like, the smiley face, or perhaps the little sticking out tongue, the ones that are more commonplace, like, those are colloquial usage, which is okay, but I feel like if you're going out of your way to pull the obscure ones just in day-to-day comments on a story, that's like you are going to the next level of trying to troll. And I feel like, again, for everything I was saying about Shaylin, I feel like any more effort put into this story, and it could have been something like Cave Story, that at least flew too close to the sun in the realm of stupidity. But as it is ballpark, mediocre,
I can't believe he
run-of-the-mill.
just compared any of these stories to, like, Icarus. Like, that's almost an affront to my religion. Like, how could you? I'm actually pagan and I follow the Greek pantheon, and so it's like that's like almost like an affront to my religion. That's like almost saying, like, oh, God was a wizard, Harry. I'm just like,
And Jesus was a lick.
Ooh.
Jesus was there's that whole thing, that the internet thing, and I actually did a reading of that one day because I had nothing better to do. No. See, I read that on Easter. I made a video of that on Easter. That's like dissing God on his birthday.
Actually, that's dissing God on his deathbed. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's even better. Yeah. Fuck you.
It's like, okay, oh, Grandma, you're dying? Fuck you. So the only comment on here that's probably my favorite comment is by Usarian. And anybody who's a Creepypasta regular or Creepypasta.com regular knows who Usarian is. She's like the queen of mean when it comes to bad troll attempts. And she's like, I'm just going to go ahead and say this is worse than anything Jonathan Kyle has written. Yes, even worse than Stalked 2, Stalked harder. Shaylin, you are a front to literature and a humor black hole. Seriously, just the creation of the story is sucking the comedy out of the world. There is overall less enjoyment in the world because of this atrocity, this blasphemy of letters, and this electronic data. Shaylin, you have broken a part of me that can never be fixed. Never.
Exactly. It's like...
it's a literary abortion.
Because creepypasta can be funny, but this didn't do it. This wasn't going for humor. The Cave Story had some funny moments. This was just like you said, a 12-year-old's thought process. We're sitting again. I know. I realize the irony of us sitting here actually discussing this shit like it's fucking high art, but seriously.
Well, the worst part, the best part of this, for anybody here who doesn't know what crappypasta.com is for, you don't submit crappypasta to it and say, oh my God, I'm being funny. You submit this thinking it's going to go to creepypasta.com, and Darkbutt looks at it and says, no, it's no good, and sends it to crappypasta, where it has the chance to be edited and fixed. Somebody thought this is a creepypasta.
That's a whole nother level.
Are you okay?
That adds a whole nother level to this. Because at least crappypasta.wikia, you know what you're writing is shit.
Like, I've written stories and had them end up on crappypasta.com, but only because I didn't, like, edit them first or I need a little more scary sauce or something like that. But never because it was a blatant, outright, oh my God, I bet this is going to make it. Everyone's scared of Fruit Loops. But yeah, that's what this site is for. This is the sister site to creepypasta.com. And you submit the stories thinking that it's good enough or it's been edited enough or whatever, that it's scary enough that it's going to end up on creepypasta.com, which, by the way, is one of the meccas of creepypasta. So.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Creepypasta.com.
She actually thought this was going to get on creepypasta.com. That's the best part of this whole fucking thing.
Well, good Lord. I got nothing. I everything that I could say about it I've already said, so I feel like it's we should
You ever hear that phrase when someone says your mom should have swallowed? That's how I feel about this story. So
oh, good Lord.
So, anyways, okay, we're going to wrap this up because this has been something. I'm not sure what, but it's been something. So I want to thank everybody for listening. Again, please check out Fearaddict's channel. Keep an eye out for any of his new stuff. For those of you who have been following some of my works on my blog, hopefully by Christmas I will have the next chapter of The Plague up. I have been working on it. So that'll be like the fourth part of it. Or fourth or fifth. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. But the next part of The Plague should be going up this month, so please keep an eye out for that. And then hopefully, actually, Fearaddict will be narrating it because he narrates all of my Plague pieces.
I do. I actually quite enjoy it. I've done like all of Ariana's body of work, which you can find on my channel. And yeah, it's good. It's an enjoyable read. Very good post-apocalyptic stuff there. And in particular, for some of her older work, if you're looking for a good one to listen to on my channel or on her channel, check out a favorite story of hers for the sheer what the fuck factor of it, Migraines. I really love that story. And it's just amazing. So if you get a chance, look it up.
See, that was actually one of my least favorite pieces. It was too much like Psychosis. And I was just like, I don't like this. My favorite piece that I did was actually Kill the Killers, a parody, which I wrote about Jeff the Killer, Jane the Killer, and Slender Man coming back and getting their revenge on people writing bad fan fictions. So if you ever want to read something that's funny as hell, on creepypasta.com, look up Kill the Killers, and you'll see it's by me. It's like 2,000 some votes, like 600 comments. People just absolutely love it. So check it out. It's usually good for a laugh. There's Miley Cyrus jokes and shit thrown in there, but it is a parody story, not like this. It's an actual parody. So anyways, I want to thank you guys again for listening, and hopefully we'll see you next week. If we don't get it up next week, we'll get it the following week. So keep your eyes open. Thank you guys.
Later.